Hello from Mulțumesc, or more specifically, we're in Baia, Mare. Romanian friends are hearing me say that and going screaming because they told me to say it 7 times, and I just don't remember. Baia, Mare. Baia, Mare. Mulțumesc. Welcome to Mulțumesc. Welcome to Baia, Mare. We flew here from Bucharest this afternoon. We're here for a few days to explore a little more of the countryside and traditional part of Romania. So, all right, let's go explore. Of course, we have a beautiful giant square, something we're always slowly lacking in American cities. No big open squares, because everyone would drive and park in it.
Welcome to Mare. Baia Mare. Baia something.
Which
Baia
means?
Mare.
Which means?
Big bath.
Alright, we're gonna go out for dinner in Baia Mare. A nice Romanian meal. Baia Mare, the big bath. Look at this place.
I got
the same food as Iris.
candied duck leg. Oh, this must be the like candiedness.
Oh, okay,
Candied.
okay.
It's something sweet, but it's like a fruit. On top of this cabbage, and it's delicious.
I was walking a little bit after dinner. Everybody else went back to bed, but I found at the end of the street this little park here. Sign seems to say it was dedicated in 1919. I can't read Romanian, but this looks like it's World War II here. World War II originally, Romania was one of the Axis powers. When near the end of the war, once they got rid of the Nazis, switched over to the Allied Party. But if they were part of the Axis powers for most of the war, that means the Allies probably bombed the heck out of this country. So looks like there's a monument here to those that freed the country, or it could be communist propaganda, I'm not really sure. You can see here the communist stars on one of the motifs there. Actually, let me give you a close-up. I'll show you right now. You know, this is a part of the world that, because it's caught between the Russians, Western Europe, and the Ottoman Empire for hundreds of years, has had great empires sloshing back and forth over it, wrecking a lot of carnage. So they have this throughout the town. I noticed they have the artwork, and they have the view that inspired the artwork right here. I've seen these things all throughout town. This is the first time I actually stopped and looked to see what they were, but kind of neat. Artwork, view. Artwork, view. Day 2, Northern Romania. I'm driving for about 2 hours. We saw a magnetic hill.
We're in neutral. There's no gas, but we are going. We're just
Wow.
That's so weird.
We saw lots of storks. And we actually saw Ukraine.
The
other side of the river is the Ukraine.
We really are almost there.
So we didn't go into the Ukraine, but we came very close, as you can see, to just a dried up riverbed, and then there was the Ukraine. But we're here now. I don't know the name of the town. We're gonna go see the cheerful cemetery, the Mare cemetery. Yeah!
at the Happy Cemetery, and it's very hot.
So at first I thought it was the Happy Cemetery because every gravestone had something nice written on it, which made this gravestone kind of confusing. After touring the cemetery, we went to a museum all about the guy who started the cemetery, and then things made a bit more sense.
1 hour later.
Cheerful cemetery somewhere over there. Now we're at the house apparently where they originally used to make these cheerful headstones, which of course has been turned into a museum. Let's go see.
So he was born in 1908, and he put the first headstone in 1933?
Today is 35.
35. He did all of this, everything you see in here, by hand.
Ziți pe care i-a cunoscut.
So we just learned at the museum here that it's only local people that are buried in the cemetery, so they don't choose what goes on their headstone. The master, the man who makes the tombstones, he decides, and whatever you were in life, that is what goes on your tombstone. So it is always true. You might not always like it, but it is always the truth. Oh, it's colorful because they use the colors that are associated with birth instead of the colors that are associated with death. And this is the only cemetery like that in the world.
Flashback.
What are your impressions of the cheerful cemetery?
This is fascinating. I think it is great. I can't wait to find some of the ones in this book so I can really relate to these fantastic poems about how people live their life and then how they died, and there you go. In a hot June day, I left town right after noon. My parents were unaware for my death. They could not prepare. Dead, they found me near a stone. I had left them all alone. Oh, my life was brief, and so it was full of grief. It's kind of a very sad one. Even though my life was brief, I enjoyed everything. I loved to run my chariot, dancing, singing, looking after sheep. So I think this one's pretty popular because it's kind of funny, so I think they moved her. But it says, "My poor mother-in-law is under this cross, but do not disturb her, for if she were to come again, we would never stop her tongue from wagging. Her words and curses fell like rain. Keep quiet so we don't disturb her and she doesn't come back."
What's going on with this one, Iris?
I don't really know. I'm gonna say I like to pick flowers, and then I got on stage at a rock concert and a light hit me and killed me.
In the video when we went to the Village Museum, I pointed out that Iris likes to stop and read every sign. She's doing it here too, except she's trying to translate everything. It's not going well.
I think it says something about when I was a child I played deaf and I upset my parents. Now I gotta see if I can translate the bottom half and figure out why he died.
Hold on, listen, I have to, I did this all my life. I didn't do anything bad. I listened to my parents. I went to work. Go ahead.
Not deaf, listen.
And on a Saturday, my life ended because I was struck by lightning.
We are at a monastery. I don't know any more details than the fact that it's a monastery in the north.
I'm standing inside the tallest wooden church in the world. You can see it's quite tall. It's built about 1300s. It used to be a monastery, now it hosts about 6 nuns apparently. It was built in the 1300s. Still the tallest wooden church in the world. And apparently was once gilded in about 20 pounds of gold, so.
În 25 decembrie.
This is what they do for Christmas. They have a monster that dresses up. I've read about this. I haven't seen